y'all, Azaria, if she's here. But it is I, Taylor, your favorite obsessive creator. And this is just a bit of a rundown of what I've been through, done this past quarter, and what we're getting to do next. And you know how it all went down. So I popped off 2026. I popped off 2026 opening my bookstore, Books Plus, and it opened on January 4th, and it was the greatest day of my life because I'm a bookstore owner now. Everything else that I am, I added that to my resume. And opening the bookstore was, it's hard to think about the hell and high water because it's oh my God, I'm a bookstore owner. But more of the story, day one of 2026, I opened my own bookstore. My bookstore is called Books Plus. It specializes in Indiana authors, independent authors, and getting a variety of people of color authors in the various genres. My bookstore is online and pop-ups, and with that, I have to do so much marketing, and I hate marketing. But I made a sales goal for the month, and it turns out that I made it because of family and friends who just want to support me, and I love that for us because, yeah, I'm pretty sure none of my avenues would be as far as they are without my family and friends. So a friend of mine recommended me to the library to do some sort of interview that I have not seen yet, but to do some sort of interview because she knows that I hold, or sometimes I record my podcast at the library, and they were like, did you know you do other things besides get on the computer and check out items at the library? You can record your own podcast. What? So that was the gist of it, but I have not seen it on the line. So, but I was there. And I got a library t-shirt, which I have been wanting forever. Now, next, I want a crew neck. Because speaking of interviews, so the library interviewed me, and that's still something I'm getting used to, is being interviewed. But because that's what I do on my podcast, I just write this book, the podcast, I got to interview one of my all-time favorite authors, Denise Williams. I got to talk with her. She was the absolute best. She is the absolute best. She came out with the redo list in January, was on my podcast in February, early March, and we have to wait until, oh my gosh, 2028 for her next novel, which I love for her because I'm pretty sure that all this time she'll be writing the entire series of the novel, and I'll just be woo, when they all slap me in the face at once and I want to read them all and buy them all and put them in my store, But it's a basketball romance, and I'm just so excited, but also 2028, I get real stressed when things are more than a year in advance because I can kind of attempt to see where I'm at in the next year, but in the next 2 years, no. So yeah, but I have other books by her that I need to read, actually just one. And then I have plenty of other books to read. So I'm not going to be bored, but 2028, I miss her. I miss it. I may or may not be seeing her in real life soon. Maybe not. Just manifest. In the life of Taylor, I am officially CPR certified, and I feel really confident about that. I'm ready to save some lives, ready to save some lives. In all honesty, all this first quarter has been leading up to is the indie book crawl. That is something that Indianapolis puts on. It's a 4-day event. Readers come from wherever they deem worthy and try to visit as many bookstores within the 45-minute area of downtown Indianapolis. And I was there as a pop-up. So were 9. There were 10 of us total. So we were all there at one location, which worked really, really well. It was kind of the Black Expo or something, you know, and people just like came and they had a passport that we got to stamp to be like, oh, you visited here. And then they bought stuff. They bought stuff from my store. I left that weekend with 3 books and like 6 stickers and like 10 pins. Like, they wiped me out. And it was the greatest thing I could have ever imagined. I figured friends and family, I knew they were going to come and support, which I loved. But like the readers, I was very, very, very taken away because, like I said, my bookstore is people of color, independent, local. Like, it's not what you see all day, every day at everyday places. So the fact that readers took a chance on my authors, on me, because I was selling my book as well. And like that experience will live with me forever. I emailed my authors and I was like, guess what, y'all are bestsellers because I sold out. And I just felt so good sending that to them. And some of them were like, oh my God, like I felt their emotion when they replied because, you know, as an independent author, man, there's a lot to do and do and do and do and do. So I felt good making them feel good. And after that, I pretty much fell off the face of the earth because it was a huge, long weekend. Successful, grueling, tiring, beautiful. Me and like the other 9 bookstores, we were all at the same place and we just like got to know each other and hang out. And some bookstores are about to be a storefront. And me as a person, I love everyone. I want everyone to succeed. It was just so good being around so many different stores and different niches and how there's a book for everyone. I'm obsessed. I love the book community. I love bookstores because there's a book for everyone. There's a bookstore for everyone. I'm just floored because I worked at a bookstore last year and there was like mainstream things that you see here, there, everywhere, which whatever. But like some bookstores at the pop-up, it was like abstract books and like vintage books. And there was, I think, 2 romance only bookstores and one, she's very insert word here that you know that I can't know right now, about people of color in the romance space. There's another romance only bookstore, and then there's like a new bookstore that's going to get a storefront, and it's called Moonlit Vine. And I was like, okay, but like, what's your niche? And she was like, fantasy. And I was like, oh, like, it's not a fantasy bookstore, but that's like her main. And I am obsessed. I'm not even a fantasy reader, but I don't think that there's many fantasy prime main bookstores. So I'm just obsessed. I'm obsessed with that. I'm obsessed with us all. I can't wait to see more of us, especially, or more of what we do, or more of us pop up, you know, there's room for us all. Especially with the people who are coming out with storefronts soon. I will be there. I bought like everyone's merch. I am just in love. I'm in love with me and my success. I'm in love with them and their success and their continued success. Like, it's the best. We're having such a good time. And then it was over and I got sick and I had to like email my authors and restock, and we're still doing that and I'm excited. I have 2 events. Well, I have one event that is absolutely scheduled for April, and then I got to find somewhere for Independent Bookstore Day on April 25th. So, and then I ended Q1 going to a hockey game, and every time I go to a hockey game and they like slam each other into the wall, I think of that scene from Heated Rivalry. So, and if you are like, Taylor, thank you and congrats on all your success with Books Plus, but don't you have a book coming out this month? You are right, and that has kind of been my hoopla with the year. I did not know the amount of work it took running a bookstore. I knew it wasn't just like selling books, but this bookstore be having me pressed, like buying books, reaching out to authors. Some buy on Ingram, some buy on Baffinity, some go through PayPal, some, yeah, it's a lot. And like my bookstore is single income, so sometimes it takes longer than some people would prefer to pay an invoice. And some people are just like, I believe in trusting you, here's my books, and get to it when you get to it. And I'm like, oh. So there's just a lot going into owning a bookstore, as well as writing and releasing your sophomore novel, as well as hosting a podcast and being here. A number of times I have been stretched thin, and I feel like my manuscript of all things that I'm into, that I do, my manuscript has definitely fallen to the wayside. Like, it's done, it will be out, I don't need to push it back, but the time I wanted to spend on it, I didn't get to. But also kudos to me for writing this a year in advance. So I didn't know I would have a bookstore then, but the universe prepped. Thank you, goddess. But yeah, when it comes to You Promise, she's coming out April 21st, and she's beautiful. And I'm just at this spot right now where I just want to listen to it. And if there's things to do, there's things to do. But pretty much I'm just like listening to it and enjoying the story, because every time I listen to it, like, I know the story, but like seeing it be written, I'm always like, oh. So, but yeah, in a nutshell, being an author, podcast host, a reader on YouTube, and owning a bookstore is a lot. And it was a lot even before. And somehow it's fine. This is where we are now. This is what we're going to do and figure it out, and we'll be fine. But I feel like everything is pretty much fine aside from the bookstore. There's a lot of like links and a lot of links. Like the links of links. There's so many links with the bookstore. It's fine. But as a whole, trying to make sure I get to everything is a challenge. Get to everything without doing everything at the last minute, like I am right now. However, I am balling out on it. So I think I'm just a procrastinator, you guys. I don't think there's a way I can get out of it. I am a procrastinator, and then I just do it all at once, and it's great. But yeah, moral of the story, not really, but it's the marketing. All right. You want to know? It's the marketing. It's the marketing of my bookstore. It's the marketing of me as a writer. It's the marketing of You Promise. I just want to be cute and fun. And sometimes worrying about, did I post this week? How many times did I post this thing? That really ruins it. Thankfully with my bookstore, my friend's friend hooked me up with a marketing person, and she is doing phantasmo. So we love that, but there's still a lot that I have to do personally, which is fine because I'm not ready to give up control when it comes to the bookstore. At this point in time, if there's a personal assistant who wants to work for free, let me know. But otherwise, yeah, it's a lot. I'm a lot. I'm doing a lot. I am a lot. And I will admit that's like my only boo-hoo of this entire quarter is just like when I get a little bit overwhelmed and then I just lay down and don't do anything for like 3 to 5 days, and then I'm even more behind. But then I just do everything at once and it's all great. But then like it's fine. So there's a lot to be done. I was literally thinking about this today. What did I do yesterday? I didn't do shit yesterday. It was great. I read some, but I didn't do shit else. I did have a meeting, but like I didn't do shit else after that. It was a very low-key day. And then today I didn't have anything to do. So now I'm like cleaning and doing all the things, all the links, all the canvas, all the content, and it's going really well. So what I need in life, in the perfect world, for Taylor to get shit done is I work throughout the week. And then Saturday and Sunday, I don't work or have any plans. I can't do things, people. My energy levels are Saturday, no plans. Maybe one plan, but preferably no plans. And if I do have a plan, they come to me. I don't have to go nowhere. And then Sunday, do all the things, which isn't bad. Right now, I'm doing all the things and I got Wicked for Good going on in the background. It's just like, I can't help but think like, oh, why didn't I do all this, that, and the other? So yeah, Q1, donezo. Q2, we have You Promise coming out. And for me personally, I'm doing a jump rope challenge where it's a certain amount of jumps per day. Respectfully, I'm like 2 days behind, but I will get there. I'll do some jumps today, and other days. And what is very, 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 very exciting, because, you know, the bookstore has taken over my life. But Books Plus is a member of the American Booksellers Association, which means that Books Plus is on bookshop.org, and bookshop.org, the purchase that you make goes to the bookstore that you choose, Books Plus. So I'm like ecstatic right now going into Q2. So we're just going to keep up the vibes, and you know, it's okay. Just got to do what you got to do, marketing, and